On today's video, we're going to be learning everything there is to know about making the perfect burger with the GOAT himself, George Motz. If you've ever seen a video on YouTube about burgers, you've came across this guy. And if there's one person I respect the most, it's him. Today, he's going to be schooling me on how to make the perfect Oklahoma-style burger. So let's begin.
I've been obsessed with burgers easily for about 25 years now.
Hamburger America is the name of the documentary film I made in 2004. I have since then written 5 books. I've had 3 TV shows and now a restaurant. 2 burgers that are on the menu are there because I believe that those are primary source burgers that go back to the dawn of the hamburger.
2 burgers. So he has 2 burgers on the menu. That goes to tell you something, everybody. When you go to a restaurant, you don't want a restaurant that makes everything. Because normally when that happens, it doesn't mean that they focus on one thing. This guy knows what he's doing because he's only focusing on 2 types of burgers. You know what that means? Those burgers are gonna be extremely delicious.
Good morning, I'm George Motz, burger scholar, and this is Hamburger America. Come on in. We built the restaurant of my dreams. I was not trying to do something that's silly and retro, but based on history. What would an old school diner do? And we actually made it happen. I can't believe it.
I love the look of the restaurant, everybody. Old school diner. It looks like you're back in history when you walk in. Man, George, I would love to go to the restaurant, man.
Incoming. Oh, you have to make sure we blur out this machine, so no one saw this, right? This is proprietary. You don't have to blur out Antonio. This is Antonio. All the burgers have onions, and we sell a lot of burgers. Our onions have to be the perfect thinness, so they cook faster because that's the way they did it back in the old days.
Now, what I like to do normally is just use a mandolin because I'm cooking for myself or my guys. But if you're cooking for masses like he is, you have to use some type of machine. And I'm guessing that he's so picky and particular about his onions that he cut it as thin as he wants. There was no machine available. I'll make it myself. Respect.
This is the thing I don't miss, by the way, about doing this. So for some reason, you could slice 20 onions and be crying like a baby. And all of a sudden, the 21st onion, you just stop.
So I have a huge trick for this. If you cry a lot whenever you're cutting onions, 2 things that at least work for me. Number 1, wear contact lenses. If you wear contact lenses, you're not gonna cry that much. Almost nothing, everybody, for some reason. Number 2 is wear some type of safety glasses. That actually works. And let me just put a disclaimer. It works, but it doesn't stop it at all. And if you have a better remedy, let us know in the comments down below, because having a sharp knife and all that and all of the other things, it does not matter. You're still gonna cry like a baby.
But the real star of the show is the beef.
Beef.
Check this out.
That's
where the meat
important.
is hidden. It's roughly 700, 800 pounds. We have enough. I think we definitely have enough.
I love to know what kind of beef he's using, if it's 80-20 or if it's 25-75. I would also love to know what kind of beef he's using, if it's brisket and brisket chuck combination. But you can do that at home if you are willing to put the work and grind the beef yourself. Trust me, it will be better than buying store-bought.
We have a lot of tools here. They're all necessary. One is my smashula.
Ha! I used to use that quite a bit. As a matter of fact, where's that shit? Took me a second, yeah, but I used to use something just like that, everybody. And even though you think this is gonna work fantastic, I hate it. I don't like it anymore.
The grill takes a while to heat up. I think it's ready to go now.
Yep.
We usually turn it on about an hour before service. It's an old school 1-inch thick piece of steel. We could have chosen like a $35,000 griddle, but we had to use an old one because the newer models tend to burn our onions badly. So we use the old school model that will not burn the onions unless you really try to.
That's a great point right there. Being able to control the heat is key. Sometimes when you cook it on the grill, the charcoal gets so extremely hot that you have no option but the onion will get a little bit of burn. So being able to control the heat and dial it down whenever you need to is a must.
We're making an Oklahoma fried onion burger. I do it the historically accurate way.
People used onions to extend their beef supply during hard times.
Probably 20 years ago, I went out to Oklahoma and I thought, that's too many onions. But it's absolutely not too many onions. They cooked it.
It looks like a lot of onion, yeah.
Smash burger cannot be hand formed. It has to be a ball of beef. But I like the effect and the way the smash burger looks when it starts as a ball.
See how he's smashing it down like that? That's what I used to have to do. As a matter of fact, I had to do something completely different. I had to have 2 smashers because the top gets hot, everybody. So I would do something like this. I would press it down the same exact way that he's doing, but since it was so hot, I would just press it down with a wooden tool. It's just not an efficient way. I say there has to be something better. But I also like different thickness of burgers. Sometimes I want it ultra smash. Other times I want it a little bit thicker. But there's no such thing on the market like that. So I had to develop develop my own, just like he did for his onion. This is my burger smasher. It's the only one of its kind in the market, and it has 3 levels of thickness. Rotate it, remove the ring just like this, and look at that, it's super flat now, so I can make it super ultra thin. Then, in here there's some prongs and they're offset. When they go inside, it locks in, so it's nice and firm. If you want it even thicker, remove it, then just flip it this way, put it right back in, lock it in place. Now you got a little bit thicker. The only burger smasher with 3 levels, everybody.
I can tell when it's ready to flip because I can see it. The edge is cooked, juices.
Now look what he's using. That's basically a paint scraper, and also it needs to be sharp. So I used to use one from Home Depot, and you all know that that's not food safe because it was actually galvanized metal. So after a lot of search, I said, you know what? I'm gonna develop my own. That's when I made the double spatula. Now one is slightly different than the other. They're a little bit offset. They're also magnetic. They allow you to scrape the burger and flip it with ease.
Cheese goes on the flip.
Look at the cheese that he's using. American cheese. The best cheese for a hamburger, everybody. There's nothing that comes even close.
And what I do is I give it a little bit of a cooked patch on one side so that when I do smash it, it doesn't get stuck to the spatula.
That is a great, great tip right there. He doesn't use parchment paper, everybody. But I'll tell you one thing. That takes a lot of practice. If you're first starting out, parchment paper is easier. That is a great technique. It takes time to learn it. But if you master the craft, you save money on parchment paper, which is good.
It's seasoned salt. It's Lowry's seasoned salt.
He's using Larry's seasoned salt. Nice.
Look at that. Oh, look at that. It's beautiful. Beautiful. I'm gonna make you a very special item here. I'm not gonna say what it is, and if you know what it's called, you can order it. All you need to know about this, it is the burger of my youth.
That's a patty melt, baby. I gotta say, when you make things properly, it's not complicated. The simplest recipes executed to perfection are the best ones that will always stand out from the rest. And if you make the perfect smash burger right, there's nothing that will beat it. If you guys are interested in any of my tools, remember they're all available at Walmart right now. Go get yourself some. We got the burger smasher. We got the spatula that comes together with the griddle. We also have the marinating container. And of course, the grill scraper to keep your grill clean. All available exclusively at every Walmart. Also at walmart.com. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe. George, I would love to meet you and do a collaboration together. Let me know if you're down, because you have just schooled everyone on how to make the perfect smash burger. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.